Good morning, people. Good morning. Hope all is going well with you guys and gals. Good morning, good morning. This is Spirit Journey. Today is October 5, 2022, and the time about 3:53 a.m. Yeah, and it's raining again. Boy, I guess this is the remnant of Hurricane Ian. Yeah, I've been indoors this time. Not going to bring my dogs out there in the rain. They don't like it, and neither do I. Yeah, I want to talk to you about some things. I entitled it Religion and Duality. And why do I want to talk about those? Religion and duality. I'm prompted to talk about what I'm going to talk about from a video I was watching regarding um, the uh, polarities in the U.S., the polarities as it pertains to the racial climate, um, politics, everything. And this fashion show that Kanye, now known as Ye, had given. And in the conclusion of that video, the individual who was sharing that information about these things said, we have to get our right to get our lives together and repent and come to uh, his religion. And I understand him. And I used to follow the same religion, but I don't follow it anymore. But it had me thinking, and it's like the same theme that I've heard over the years. Some things that you hear over the decades. A big drama or war, and they say, come to, person who they say is their savior. And I feel a little angry about that. Now again, the religion that you choose is your choice, and you have a right to follow any religion. And if it gives you comfort, you continue with that religion. But I'm just asking questions. We got to start asking questions because sometimes we inherit things and we don't think, we just accept it because it was handed down to us. And you ask yourself, why do you believe what you believe? And what is it really doing for you? What does it claim it be able to do? And so that's the dilemma for me. So let me begin. I don't want to follow anybody to just save my behind. Because if you want to do something, that's your character. But if you're not going to do something because you'll just get in trouble, whatever, what type of person would you want on your team? Someone who wants to be on your team or someone who's just an opportunist, and out of fear, they don't really love you, but they're there because you have something to offer, or claim you can offer them something, or punishment. You want people who want to follow you because they love you, they believe in you, not because of fear. And that's the main theme, main idea that I got after the person's message. Now, I respect the person who's speaking, and again, he's entitled to his beliefs. But you just got to ask yourself, if you are forming a team, a business, won't you want someone who's there because they believe in you? Or someone who's just there for the ride and get free handouts? And once that the freebies are out, finished, they leave. You want someone who's real. That's what I have a problem with this particular belief system. That we're having trouble or threats of war. We better stop what we're going to do, and because if we don't, God is going to, punish us. How do we know that a particular person is going to come and save you if they haven't done so already? There are many, many people on this planet, people who are dying every day. There was a Hurricane Ian, and people died in that. So if you're going to say that you have a God that saves, why aren't they saving you now? How do you know whether the God that you believe in has the ability to save you? And if they're not doing so now, why the delay? You have so many different religious beliefs out here. And again, I don't want to attack anybody's religion. You follow what you want to follow. But if you're telling people to follow your religion or else, that is not a loving God. And that's a God of condition. And then this God is going to blame you and want you to say that you're sorry for being what was made in you. I just think it's ridiculous. Someone's going to blame you for being what they call a sinner, and that is something that's inherited. So if it's a genetic flaw, improve the genetics. But to blame someone that they're bad, if it's something genetic in them, then they can't help it. Think of it as a program. You're blaming someone who cannot change their genetics. But if you just verbalize that you believe in this particular God, that all will be okay. You'll be saved. But they never say saved from what? What are you going to be saved from? We're all going to die one day. So I don't know. What system is this? What system what conditions are we being saved from? That's the question. And yes, we talk about heaven. Where is this place? Why can't you go there now? If it's a physical place, why don't you just get your own ship and go there? Where is this God who allegedly died for us? And then somehow he left to go to this place, but didn't take anybody else with him. If this is a God that has his power, why did he just take people with him? Because he did not have the power. So if he didn't have the power in the past, how is he going to have power now? Ask yourself those questions. It just seems like, for me, a scare tactic. And if you verbalize your allegiance to something energetically, then you are aligned with that. Let me repeat. When you verbalize and energetically align yourself with something, in essence, you're proclaiming oneness with that. And only because of the oneness that you claiming allegiance to someone or something, you're saying that's enough. And there are a whole bunch of people who make a lot of claims, but as they say, but their fruits don't reflect it. So is this a God going to be able to distinguish between those people who are just verbalizing or those people who are of the heart? Do they have that discernment and that power to discern that? How are they going to know? Are they going to get a written test? What is the litmus test of one's allegiance? You have people who are great liars. How is this God going to know who's on their side? Anybody. I mean, if the ground is falling beneath you, you bet a lot of people are going to cry out for help. And yeah, but because, want to cry allegiance. You can't have a system and say how good this God is when it's conditional. If you're genetic, you cannot change your genetics. And they claim because you're genetics, then you are a sinner. And then they say sinners can't go to heaven. So it's not something you cannot change. But by just hocus pocus, if you just say, I put my allegiance to this person, you start to wonder who this person. This person is not physically here. The person is not physically here, so how could they even know what your condition is? I feel it's all a system to set up people. And it's just one faction against another. And somehow this new God system that's being implemented for salvation. Now, what type of salvation? How are they going to save you? Okay, now there are different beliefs that you're going to die, but if you die in belief, when this God comes, somehow that you'll be resurrected. Or some say, well, you're going to go through a lot of hell But just before the end, oh, they're going to get rescued. And some say, hey, you're going to go through a lot of stuff and actually die. But then they're going to be raised, be resurrected and go to this new place. I don't know. I really think about that. And I don't want to be in a system like that. That just sounds sloppy. It sounds sloppy to me. If someone's going to help you, they're going to help you regardless. If this is a guide / creator, a creator doesn't work that way. Human beings do. Hey, you just join my club, you join my gang, and maybe I'll help you. The creator is, in my opinion, something of harmony. It's about harmony. And it's not fear-based. It is harmony. It is whole. It doesn't cause confusion. And it's not conditional. You have all these, it's just these factions, I believe. And one group is trying to win on another. Yeah, what I meant also a little earlier about when you pledge allegiance to somebody, you energetically become one with them. If it's something that is genuine. Why I said it like that? Many years ago, I used to follow a particular religion, and then one day a person planted a seed in my head. And I remember just the thought of, hey, I don't have to follow this religion. I was like the thought went in my head. I said, And then I felt as if something spiritually left me. By just a thought, people. I didn't do it. It was just a thought that went in my head. And then I felt as if something left me, a cloak, so to speak, a covering that was removed from me, a spiritual covering. And I remember feeling a sense of emptiness. It was a weird incident that never happened before. Now this was just a thought that went through my head, and nothing that I acted out. And I remember I had a spiritual attack, and I talked to someone that I knew about it. And they were real brief. It might have been like a 5-minute conversation. And then I took to heart what the person said. I said, yeah, I'll follow what you're saying. Yeah, it makes sense. And I never had that dream again. So I realized that there is, the act of sometimes thinking or contemplating a certain thing, it's almost like a recruitment, a spiritual recruitment. And maybe, I guess, how sensitive you are, or how adamant you are at what you're thinking could transfer your allegiance in some form. And I think that's what happened to me initially. And so I think possibly with these groups that they want you to become afraid, and then they want you to impart out of fear this particular God's name or Savior's name. A name is something very important. What you call upon. What you call upon, you do call upon things, and spiritually it could attach itself to you. But why would a God that's so loving, or at least the people who are involved in certain religions, belief systems, would only want you to call out that God's name or Savior's name when you're in a fear mode? It is not fair. So it's like, let's get the population afraid. And then we'll force them to say our name. And then, like that seal, that seal will be put on you, so to speak. So, like, yes, so a shield could be removed from you and something else replace it. And during these times when you're dealing with fear mongering, and then in this intense fear of getting certain diseases, pandemics, creating such high anxiety that you could die out of fear. And then come to your bedside when you're on your deathbed and say, oh, why don't you proclaim someone as your savior? Wow. So you're just going to give up. See, so when I realized with that experience that happened to me, just mentally just contemplate it, not doing it, just the thought in your mind that shield that might have been there to be removed so that something else could attach itself. They are fighting for your souls. Let me tell you something else. Yes, I used to be in the military, and this incident is what happened to me in the military. And when you're getting recruited, when you go to those recruitment centers, and they interview you, and you set up for an exam to take the ASVAB exam. Did you know, at least back then? Yes. Good morning, viewer. Good morning. Thank you for the thumbs up. Yeah, when I was in the military, well, just when I was to be enlisted, my recruiter kept asking me back then what religion I am. And I'm wondering, why would you ask that? I'm sorry. I had gone twice to recruiter, many years apart. But yeah, it was let me see. It was the first time, yes, I almost forgot. That's right, it was the first time that I went to investigate about the military. Yeah, it was the first time. And they asked me. And I said, I don't belong to any religion. And the recruiter kept on getting angry and insisted that I choose a religion. And I just didn't understand that. What do you care about religion? And how does religion and war or military uh, mix in my opinion? Where do they fit in? God, but then you know, I don't know. I don't think they mix really. But religion is an army. Religion isn't an army. It is. I realize now that. Religion is an army. And you have physical armies here on this planet. And you notice a lot of the wars are religion based. You notice that? Oh, okay. Thank you for sharing that. Hey, Yakov. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's good to hear from you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, again, I'm not here to make jokes about anybody's faith system. When you don't have anything else, faith can save you. Yeah, I got it all right. Yeah, I got it right. Oh, you bet I did. Yeah, that was clever, very clever. So, yeah, so I realized that, war religion is war. Religion is war, and war is an expression of your religion. That's what I learned. But it was really interesting when I finally got in the military to have a spiritual attack like the one I had, and I was you know new in this faith system. I didn't really know anything about, I was very new, and to have the spiritual attack like the one I had, and to approach someone who's on their deathbed and using fear. Oh, you gotta, choose this religion, choose this thing. You know what happens? What I realized, I discussed this before. Why that, why that recruiter was insisting that I have to choose a religion for him to put down is because, see, when if you die in the military, they have to put you in a casket, and they have to put a symbol on that coffin or on that headstone that represents the religion that of the seal that you have. Let me make sure that you understand what I mean. Like, just like when I mentioned about, oh, that's right. That's right. But I forgot about the dog tag. That's right. It is on your dog tag. Yeah. Um, See, like I mentioned earlier, when I was in yes, I was in the military when it happened. When I had a thought that someone had planted a seed of doubt in me, and it started to seem attractive to me, and to have me walk away from my new faith system back then. And as if a something left me, like something spiritual left me, and made me feel empty. It was just weird. Never happened before. Again, I was new, in religion back then. And then a spiritual attach, a dream. I had a dream, and it was a spiritual dream to frighten me. And so I think that dream, that spiritual, that spirit tried to have me become afraid and follow it. It was like if it wanted ownership over me. So that's what I mean about that that it wants to claim you and put its seal upon you. And yes, even in some of the scriptures, it says about the mark of the beast. The mark is an ownership. And these so-called gods want over ownership over your spiritual body. The physical body is just like a car, a vehicle to get to A to Z. What is of price is the spirit / the person inside the vehicle. Not the vehicle. So yes, the vehicle will allow them to do things in the physical realm, but it is the person inside the car / the spirit is what they really are targeting. They are targeting your spirit to possess it. So it gives them power. And that's what they're trying to harvest, your personal power. And I'm glad that I won that initial fight in the military. The whole thing, I think, happened for 1 week or something like that. And then it stopped. It was a weird event. Never happened before. But I realized that it was a war over my spiritual being. And then the clue behind that, when the recruiter was asking, what's your religion? I said, I don't belong to a religion. I'm an atheist. And that wasn't enough. And insisted that I give a religion. I don't remember what I said after that. I really don't remember. And I didn't understand that concept back then. But it's because they have, well, if you die in bat, they put a symbol on your coffin or on your tombstone is giving a pledge. If you die in your pledge on a religion, then the person's symbol that you acquired, that you said yes to, that who owns that symbol will take charge and ownership over your spirit. I will repeat. Whatever symbol you die claiming or wearing could then take ownership, possession over it. Because again, your body dies, right? Your body could get blown up, burnt, whatever. It's not the body they want. They want the spirit. And once you give agreement, once you make a contract on paper or verbal agreement with a party, it's given ownership upon death. And then they have the warmongers who are now saying, because see now yes, the climate, the political climate is very intense right now. They want to make it intense. And then you have those, and I think many of them mean well, and that they said you better come to this particular religious faith or else you'll go to hell. Now, if this is a God, why can't he just take you right now? Because they're not a God. They're not the creator. I feel that a God is just a being who has limitations. This God may live a long time, but they die. They are not the creator. God is not the creator. The creator is the creator is, but a God is something with limitation because it's always asking for approval and worship. People want to be worshiped. People want to be adored. People need money. Even like in certain religion, they talk about what are called burnt offerings. What God needs to eat chicken and lamb and goat and beef? The Creator does not need that. The Creator is. But a God is something that is more parasitical, a parasite. And makes you think that they're doing something for you. They're not doing anything for you. They're doing it for themselves. If you start looking into religions, what are these gods all about? These gods are about themselves, and they're about worship. So to have you worship them so they can suck your energy and suck your power and make you fearful. And then say, oh, well, you better join me or else. What type of creator is that? Ask yourself. These are psychopaths who are in position of power. And that's all that it is. And they teach from one generation to the next fear and control. And I had once in a while I do my meditations. And I saw something. I mentioned this before. You have beings out there. They don't look like people, like regular people. And during a meditation session, I had gotten privy to, it looked like something was either just, I got the impression that it was a meeting or something that was just beginning. There were 4 people, 4 humans, and 1 alien. And that alien looked like a crocodile. I know it sounds crazy. The face of a crocodile. I was like, what is this? They were all wearing robes, hooded robes, but the one that had like an alligator face had a red robe on, and others I think were black. I saw this. Oh, I'm reading your thing. Okay, let me read that. Yaka said, let me blow your mind. The is, okay, but the creator is, oh, atoms are in everything, and atom is the universe, the supreme creator of all things. Every atom is of the creator. I heard something like that. That's interesting. But let's see. Let me read that again. Okay. The is okay. Good. But the creator is atom or atom. Atoms are in everything. Yeah, that very interesting. The supreme creator. Yeah, yeah. It blew my mind. I heard something like that. Atom and atom. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right, Yakov. I heard something like that. Yes. Yeah. There's a system. There's a natural system and order. Like when you look at the planets and everything is in alignment. But there was an invasion or something. Something got corrupted. Yeah, sun ray. Yeah, yeah. Something interfered and it caused uh, disaster, problems. Yes, exactly, exactly, exactly. Yeah. When I saw that creature, they exist. Those creatures exist. I didn't expect to see it. I was doing a meditation and then I saw it. My eyes were closed. I saw it very clearly. And so you have these secret meetings. And I'm again, I didn't see what was going on in that meeting. It looked like something was just starting. That's my impression. They were all standing shoulder to shoulder. There's a total, I think, 5 beings. One, the crocodile face one, and then the 4 human face. They look like Europeans, the 4 other people. But the one with the crocodile face, in my opinion, must have been the leader because it was wearing one color and the others were wearing different, it was wearing red and the others were wearing dark rose. Like the movie Eyes Wide Shut. Like the movie Eyes Wide Shut. How the guy in the center wore the red. He was the leader. And all the others wore the dark colors. So it's showing rank. And so I think they have these private meetings and they discuss how they're going to cause problems on the planet. And it seems like in America they're using these right now they're using these performers, these singers, and you notice now they're using a lot of black performers now, and it's all hectic within the black community and all this rioting for the past 2 years. And this video that I was watching that led me to do this live stream, uh, he was mentioning something about Kanye West. Now he's known as just Ye, and he was doing Fashion Week in Paris. And he showed a little clip. The YouTuber was showing a little clip of Ye's fashion walk thing. He did the catwalk, and he was wearing a very bizarre padded um, outfit. Yeah, go see this channel, the Die Whole Foundation on what YouTube. It explains the Torah and the Toroid and Hebrew alphabet and where they actually came from and who the creator really is. Okay, that's the Die Whole Foundation. Yeah, the Hebrew letters. Yeah, you had the ancient Hebrew letters, but the modern day Hebrew letters is all man-made, and they're all symbols that represent certain, like a pictogram. Yeah, yeah, when you change a symbol of something, you change the meaning. Okay, they all come from the Torah. You mean the Torah or the oh, let me just get something. Hold it. Just a moment. My battery's going to run out. Wait a minute. Yeah, I gotta put this thing on. Okay. Have to put the battery back in. Wait a minute. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry, just moving stuff. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so you have things that are being done. I hope you guys can hear me. I have to move something, so I'm not as close to the mic. It's I had to plug it back in. The power's getting low. So yes, you have secret meetings, and so it's a war. It's a war. They have. Sorry, just trying to get comfortable. Just trying to get comfortable. I'm sorry. So I believe you have these aliens. Yeah, there are other life beings on other planets. That's what I realized after seeing that. Or who knows, maybe it's from under the earth. But either way, uh, people are not the only uh, so-called intelligence out there. You have other stuff out there. I would not have believed it if I didn't see it. Oh, I have to try and see your message. I'm trying to see your message. Oops. Okay, I can't read that right now. Boy, sorry about that. Yeah, so yeah, there are other life forces out there. There are there are other life forces. Even in the scriptures, it talks about the what they call the heavenly beings and how they had animal faces and bodies of something else. Yeah, they are other life forces, life forms. I meant to say life forms out there, and Hollywood knows about it. The people who run Hollywood, they know they know what's going on, and I think these beings these beings from other planets run Hollywood? Why do they want, why do they have Hollywood? Well, one thing, I started thinking about this. What does Hollywood do? They have you look on a silver screen and watch people act. And then you get glued by watching. They have a script. It could be a love story. It could be comedy. But it's all these different things. And I ask myself, women, Hollywood is relatively new. What was that, about 90 years old or something like that? It's relatively new. So what was before Hollywood? People had plays. People went to see plays. Like William Shakespeare, he was a playwright. Why? It seems like the forces wanted you to congregate. The whole point of these plays were to have massive amount of people sit there, watch, and have them experience emotions. And then what was that? In ancient Rome, what did they do? They had lions being eating people. And they sit there and watch. Could you believe that? The whole thing is it's like to take your energy. And they have to think of new ways to get your energy. You have beings on this planet that live here, and they need to get your energy. They feed off of it. And I think that's what the movie The Matrix was trying to tell us. They have the people in the pods, and what do they do in the pod? They're attached with tubes, right? And they have them act out things, and it makes them, get emotional. It's like a battery, right? Wasn't that what it's all about, the movie The Matrix? So they're visually watching something, with the tubes and everything and wires connected to them. They put, what do you call it? It's all computerized, and they feel a part of that computer, acting it out in their mind. But you notice now, Hollywood's not enough. Hollywood's saying now, we're going to kick it up a notch. Because now, they don't want you to go to a movie theater. They don't need for you to go to a movie theater anymore. You notice now the past 2 years, they said, okay, go home. Well, Hollywood wasn't finished. Hollywood was just rearranging the next phase of getting your energy. They have now movies online, right? For the past 2 years, you could download a movie at home. And again, what are you doing? You're looking at a screen, right? You're looking at a screen, and you're getting it's taking your energy. And remember, usually you're looking at your computer screen, right? What does the computer have? The computer has an eye, the camera lens. It has the mic. So it might be able to listen to what you're saying, and definitely has the capacity to see what you're doing, right? And you have the screen. It doesn't need a movie theater anymore. You can just stay at in the comforts of your own home, right? And then it's going up a notch again. It started this year or so. That guy on Facebook, he now says, oh, I'm going to change the name and call it Meta. And you can have your virtual reality. You could buy little clothes and a house, and then you live in it. It wants to take your mind, your soul. It wants you so dependent on it, and it used for so the past 2 years it got you so dependent on your device. Yeah, what was that? The smartphone came out 10 or 11 years ago. So really, the past 10 years, it got you hooked on your cell phone, your smartphones, and now it's really, really want to go for the juggler and wants to have you go in the metaverse. And you know they had that movie. Remember a couple of years ago, but just before COVID, that movie. These people um, were given the option to turn into a little person, and then they go in this new world. There's several movies like that. They got in a computer and have a whole brand new world. Well, who's going to be the man? Look at people. Who is saying who? He wants to become a god. That guy on Facebook. The I forget his name. He he wants to create it. He created this thing. Don't you think he's now a type of god? He's going to control this metaverse. What do you think he can do? He'll trap you in there. Hello, people. This is something. I mean, um, that guy. I bet he was in some meeting. He just made this thing up. No, I think he's being told what to do. How did he jump from Facebook and now, oh, I want to change the name to Meta? I don't know, people. Yeah, it's not by accident. These little lizard people, they're real. They are real. And they have their meetings and they're just thinking next phase to our destruction. Yeah, they hate humans. They hate human beings. And some people might think, oh well, I want to go on this side, the winning side. They're not going to like you either. Just like with certain groups on this planet, and you might say, yeah, I'll give you secrets, whatever, on the enemy, whatever. And they might say, sure, you can give us the information. And once they get the information, they get you too. They have a hatred for humans, period. They have a hatred for humans. And they want to compromise people to turn against their own fellow human beings and they're using these technologies. They say, "Here, we'll give you um, secrets to a particular invention, and you make a lot of money." But money isn't really real either. Money was something that was introduced. Money is not real. It's all a game, like Monopoly. Money. And that is the God that rules this planet. The fear of not having it. It's an art. They made it into an artificial world when you introduce money. Because nature, the creator, doesn't need money. It's a self-enclosed system. The true creation is a self-enclosed, fully operable system. And that system was violated by outsiders and is corrupting humanity and introduced the monetary system of control. That's what happened, I believe. You don't see dogs, cats, lions, bears using money, but they use you because they did something to us long time ago, and they're using you to do its dirty work, to harm the planet. Why would a creator want to harm itself, its creation? It's very sad. It's very sad what this system is going into. Yeah, they have people destroying, like it's raining. It's been raining for several days now in New York City. And you think some of these hurricanes are natural? I think some of them are man-made. I think a lot of them are man-made. And a lot of those fires in the West Coast over the past few years, a lot of them seem to suggest it was man-made. These creatures hate humanity and want to destroy us. And they want us to choose which so-called God to follow. The military is like a religion. Well, let me rephrase it. Religion is a a type of military, and the military is a religion. They both work hand in hand. A lot of wars are religious wars, and religion is just a type of military. It never goes and tries to help people. It just goes out there to conquer. You don't, I mean, you choose whatever faith system that serves you. But anybody that comes to you and only says that someone will help you, but you just got to worship it, you tell that thing, get away. Get away. Yeah, have faith in yourself. Have faith in yourself. I think it's more, if the creator is living inside of you, you are part of the, you know, of create. You're a creator also. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. And don't let anybody take your soul from you. Don't compromise it. I mean, they're willing to do almost anything to get your soul. Why? It's it doesn't even last. They could make something like we call it inflation, and the money could become worthless. But you notice they're using a lot of these black singers in America now to run to be on top of the music scene. Back in the 1970s, it was rock and roll. What do you call it? Heavy metal. That was on top. But now they're using hip hop and rap. Why are they? And what are they doing with that music? How are the people in those communities, how are they living? Oh yeah, I'm almost forgot to say with the Kanye, his he did a fashion show in Paris, and I noticed. See, he's doing duality. Yeah, this YouTuber was mentioned about it, and yeah, that YouTuber is correct. You notice they had the shirts on. They have White Lives Matter. Okay, now he as a black man, why wouldn't he have both T-shirts? Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter. But why did he do that? He was seen standing next to this woman this black woman who came out um, in 2016. That's when she started to get popular. At least when I started hearing about her, 2016. Candace Owens, and she was at the fashion show, and she was standing next to him, wearing a White Lives Matter um, jersey. Now, one thing about both of those two people, about Kanye and Candace Owens, both of them were married to white individuals. Yes, Kanye got a divorce or separated, but the girl, she got married maybe 2 years ago, about 2 years ago, and she just had a kid about a year ago. But anyways, now why would they have a shirt like that? If you, you have what you have, but why did they do that? And it's interesting that that like one had a white shirt and one had a black shirt, and so is that's about duality. And I just started thinking, this is not by accident. Why would two black individuals want to promote T-shirts that say "White Lives Matter"? Well, one thing it would probably upset people, certain people seeing that. Like it's like confusion. Yeah, it's about discord. It's about duality, showing two opposites in contrast. You got two black people, but yet they got a T-shirt that says "White Lives Matter." Okay, and again, both people were married to, uh, are and was married to white people. So it seems like now that the black people that you see out up in front, that they're using this duality of discord, as I call it, duality of discord. Why this? And you know who else? I'm just remembering now. Who else is duality they're using? Meghan and Harry. Meghan and Harry, or Harry and Meghan, right? One white, one black, right? And what's happening in the media when they were dating? Immediately the media was being very negative. Why? You have other royal people who are dating and whatever, who they want, but why? Duality. And it's like they creating these unions to cause division. To use the excuse of their what they look like to cause division. You look like what you look like. But you notice that, like with the funeral of the Queen of England, Queen of Britain, who passed away last month, whose focus were they on? But Harry and Meghan. Yet you didn't hear them say anything. But yet the media was following them. And I thought that was interesting. So they want to create news. Start noticing the people that you see pairing up. Look at that organization, Black Lives Matter. Who are they married to, people? I mean, I don't care who you marry. That is your business. But just start noticing it, people. The person, the co-founder of that organization is a woman, and she is married to a white woman. Now again, the law states that people could marry, same gender could marry, so that's their business. But just start noticing a black organization, an organization that's supposed to be about black people, but yet the heads of it are in a biracial union. And they're receiving a lot of money, if you've heard, and they're causing a lot of problems. Why? Because they're thrown in your face. And they also mention like at the funeral, when you look on the ground, it's the black and white checkerboard, signifying that duality that's at play. Start noticing now. You're going to start noticing. I'm noticing now, at least like the news in New York. Look at the newscasters. They're now trying to put a lot of black and white mixing. Or the commercials, they show interracial couples. But even though you have more interracial unions that they show in the media, yet you have more chaos, more violence, more destruction. Why is that? This is done deliberately. They're using it deliberately. They're causing, I'm not saying that the individuals, but the media behind them are causing the division, are using it. Yeah. Start noticing. Start noticing. And so I say this so that you don't get too excited or too angry. Yeah, it's designed to get you angry. But I'm just saying, hey, just realize what they're doing. They're trying to press your buttons, and they use a lot of symbolism through colors. You're going to see different colors or opposite colors paired together. Black and white people paired together to show friction, to cause, represent chaos. That's why they're doing it. They're very symbolic. They like symbolism. So please don't fall for it. And I have to tell myself that too, not to fall for it, because sometimes it feels real. But this is all, again, designed to take your energy, because that's what they feed on. and to cause destruction. And it's no like making an alliance with them. Some people think, oh, you just join their side. No, they'll take they'll use your help and then they destroy you because they're not you. They are not you. They're jealous of you. They're jealous and they want your soul, your energy. And then when you die, they want to be able to possess. And I think like there were these remote viewers who remote viewed what happens. Allegedly, they're saying that what happens when you die, that there is a grid surrounding the planet, and they're able to, with this grid, when your spirit leaves your body, according to them, that they could put imagery in your mind and make you think that you see a relative or a friend that passed, and to coax you away for the trap. And then you get zapped. And then you forget. And then they recycle your soul into a new body. And that's what reincarnation, according to them, is all about. That is what reincarnation is. And I'm wondering, hey, if that is true. I think that's true. Because why else are they so interested in your soul? If you live, then you die, and then that's it. Well, it's not it. Because it's like a fight for who's going to get a particular soul for whatever reason. I don't fully understand it. But one thing I would imagine that getting certain souls maybe have different abilities in certain bodies. I don't know. And if we're going to have this metaverse, it's like, do you wonder whether or not they want to get these souls to put in the metaverse thing? You never know. And it's like one company fighting against another company. I think something is up. I think something is up. Why the fighting? Well, what is war all about? Casualties, trauma. And then you get all these souls and you harvest the souls. Hello, people. Hello, people. Could this all be what it's about? It's one big game for them. One big game. Harvesting souls. And then put it in creating your new universe. Your new metaverse. And maybe that's their whole plan. It's really something. They mentioned that like a metaverse within a metaverse, and so on and so on, like what they call a fractal. This system, this planetary, this universe is made out of fractals. And if that's the case, then you can keep on creating a new metaverse and putting people in them. And then you become your new God. I don't know. That guy from Facebook, he's up to something. I don't trust him at all. Just something really, he looks odd. I shouldn't make fun of people. I shouldn't say that. But just something, he doesn't sit right with me. He doesn't sit right with me. I think he's in an alliance with a. I'm wondering if he's in alliance with China because he married a Chinese woman. Some people marry not because of love but because of business. If he's in alignment with China, maybe don't do you think possibly he's in alignment with communism? I'm just asking. Again, he has the freedom to marry who he wants to, but some things is not. Some things are business alliance. In the past, people married according to like kingdoms to unite two different kingdoms. We have modern day world, and he's a billionaire, right? So you don't think he wants influence on something? Yeah. And look what's happened in the U.S. What does the United States start? What is it starting to look like? The United States is looking more like China. And no, this is not an anti-Chinese rant. I'm talking about the Communist Party. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the everyday Chinese person. I'm talking about communism. That's what I'm talking about. I remember before COVID, we have a lot of what do you call it, tourists that come to New York City, and a lot of tourists from um, East Asia. And I noticed a couple of years back they had those masks on, surgical masks, and I thought it was weird. Why would they be walking around with surgical masks? And I remember also at that time, on the news, sometimes they would show um, countries in East Asia, and they had those masks on, surgical masks, way before COVID. They were already doing that in the East, and then the COVID hit, and then the U.S. And they're pushing the issue with the mask, even though um, Dr. Fauci said that the surgical mask does not prevent uh, the virus. And that was his words. So why enforce it? Well, it's about submission. They want to keep you muzzled. You can easily wear a face shield so they can see your face. But they don't want you to wear the face shield. They want you to wear a muzzle over your mouth. And they know that little children need to be able to see your mouth for communication. There's verbal and nonverbal communication, and children are now handicapped. Some young children are handicapped, and they need help with speech now because of the past 2 years wearing the um, facial mask. They knew that would happen. Everything was planned. And they're trying to make the U.S. look more like China. You look at the schools in New York City, the colleges, and look at the new students in these Ivy League schools. Who are they getting a big bunch of the students from? Go look. Go look, and you will see that the universities, the Ivy League schools, the colleges are recruiting more and more people from these communist countries, and they are given jobs in sensitive areas of the government and high tech jobs. And I heard just, was it 1 or 2 days ago, that this person in government, an American person, um, found out that a particular person was a spy from China. And they got upset with him giving that information. They have spies among us. And if you share that information, you can get in trouble. Yeah, this is a takeover. This is a takeover. And I don't like it. I mean, I don't care what your nationality is. I'm not talking about race or nationality. I'm talking about government and a system that they're trying to use to oppress people. Also, the type of foods. You notice now a lot of foods from these certain countries. So they want the transition to be as smooth as possible. So they adopt certain customs, or like the mask, what they use in East Asia. They're introducing more of the foods. So now you have to eat what they eat. They're in your school, so now you're going to always see them in schools, and then they're going to be put in positions of power over you. There's no reason why that disproportionate amount of people that they're selecting in programs. But you very rarely see any Black Americans in these high-tech programs, because they don't want blacks in there. They want to use blacks to be the bullies. They hire you to be a security guard. Where else? But now they want to use you in the police force. But see, you're not. See, you might be used for security, but you're not securing your own neighborhood. You're securing other people's neighborhood, but your neighborhoods are left open for attack. They want you to become aggressive, because aggressive people could be used for security force, for the military, and then they get rid of you. I don't want them to get rid of us. I want you to open your eyes and see that you're being used. I want you to open your eyes and that some of these rap singers are being used to destroy their own people. And now this Kanye West, his fashion thing, he's showing like death. He had people like, had him walk on mud, and he's wearing like this bodysuit. It doesn't look, that's not fashion, people. He is ushering in a spirit of death. It is death. How could he, I mean, he says he's a Christian, he could be. But why would you want to promote death if you're a Christian like that? Isn't Christianity supposed to be about life and abundant, something, or hope? That catwalk that he was doing, it did not look positive. It was not elevated. It's to put you on in a mindset. And a clue to that, there's a movie that came out a couple of years ago called oh, what's the name? I think it's called Payday or Paycheck. It could be Paycheck or Payday. It's about a a time machine, and this person got access to what was going to happen in the future. And they said anything when you see your future, you have no future. When you see your future, you have no future. And it was to be their demise. So he had to rescue, you know, save the day. Yeah, yeah, that movie had it was a great movie. Um, but yeah, it seems to show like, see, Hollywood is showing you what they want you to go into. They want you to prep yourself to accept death. Just like with the movie, that movie was talking about what you, if they say that's your future, you're going to get there. You're going to go right where they tell you. So why would he do that as a Christian? Why would he? So you can't go by what people say, it's what they do. Why would you, after all this pain of the past 2 years, people dying from the pandemic, why would you have a fashion show that glamorizes death, people? They're using him because you have a lot of black people that look, and white people and Hispanics and any group, they know him. They know of him. And they're going to follow what he says. So if he's promoting death, then he's promoting a death spirit. Shame on him for him doing that. Shouldn't you, after these past 2.5 years, promote life and beauty and strength and wellness? Wouldn't that make sense, people? Promote life. Promote beauty, not death. After these past 2.5 years, it was hard for all of us. Promote life, joy, peace, and harmony. Now you're talking. Now you're talking. But let's promote life. Let's promote wellness. You have something over your mouth, you can't breathe. You can't breathe, you have your brain can't function right. Choose life and choose wellness and choose love. So I thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this live stream, and yeah. And should you like to, wish to support this channel, you could PayPal me. And to do so, just go on my channel, Spirit Journey, and on the top right of the banner of my channel, you will see my PayPal me link. Just click on the link and follow the prompt. Any amount would be appreciated, and I thank you in advance. Thank you for your gift and your love to this channel. And thank you for your encouragement, and thank you for your comments. And with that, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace and love to you all. Take care. Bye-bye.